Welcome to EPG Pathashala. My name is A. Poshadri, Assistant Professor, College of Food Science and Technology, Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State Agricultural University, Hyderabad. Today we are going to discuss developments in HODL, their principle. So in this course is under Advances in Food Science and Technology. So in this course we are going to discuss about what is HODL concept, or what is HODL technology, what are the hurdles we have, how best we can utilize them to minimize the microbial growth or to minimize the spoilage, food spoilage, and how best we can ensure the quality of the food by applying these different hurdles in our day-to-day food applications or in the food industry. Okay, so we'll go, before going to regular what you call HODL technology. So what do you mean by HODL technology? HODL technology is a method of ensuring that pathogens in food products can be eliminated or controlled. This means the food products will be safe for consumption and their shelf life will be extended. So that means we are ensuring the safety of the product. That means we are ensuring the food is free from the hazards, free from especially the biological hazards. When food is free from pathogen, that food is safe for consumption, fit for consumption. So how we ensure the safety of the product? By applying different hurdles. So hurdles may be n number of hurdles. So listener is a scientist who defined HODL technology as an intelligent combination of hurdles which secures the microbial safety and stability, as well as the organoleptic and nutritional quality and economic viability of food products. So when we apply hurdles, so it ensures the safety and increases the quality and improves the nutritional security and the safety of the product. So what are the hurdles we have? We can use a hurdle in term, for example, examples of hurdles in the food system are high pressure, high temperature during processing, low temperature during storage, increasing the acidity, lowering the water activity, or lowering the redox potential, or the presence of preservatives. So based on type of organism, based on type of spoilage, and we'll combine this high pressure, high temperature or low temperature, or high temperature with the preservative, or low temperature with the preservative, or high temperature with acidity, or low water activity with high temperature, or low temperature with low water activity. So we will combine together and we will ensure the safety of that particular product. So when you maintain, for example, a simple example I will give you. For example, when a pH of the food is less than 4.5, if it is an acid food is there, acid food means where the pH is less than 4.5. If pH of food is less than 4.5, what happens in acidic condition? As we know, the basic concept, the bacteria will not grow in acidic conditions. That means here when you lower the pH or when you increase the acidity of the food, what happens? Bacteria growth will not take place. Then what growth may be there? Fungal growth or yeast growth. Then your hurdle, next hurdle will be, okay, acidity we achieved. Next hurdle will be how to kill that fungi or yeast by low temperature or high temperature, or reducing water activity, or adding preservatives. So that means, so you are decreasing the pH or using some other hurdle, for example high temperature or low water activity or low temperature. That is another hurdle. So by combining one or two hurdles, and by combining one or two hurdles, you can minimize the growth of microorganisms, we can minimize the multiplication of microorganisms in the food, and we can increase the stability of that particular food. So what that hurdle concept think, hurdles means it's a kind of hinder. We are creating hinders to the food, or we are creating a problem. A hurdle is one problem we are creating for a bacteria. So that means what problem? We are reducing the pH. And the second problem for fungus, we have to create high temperature. So like that. So we'll choose the hurdles according to the requirement, according to the food, according to the target organism or the most susceptible organism. So here you can see in the slide different hurdles. So each hurdle aims to eliminate, inactivate, or at least inhibit unwanted microorganism. So the common thing we use, common salt, organic acids can be used as hurdles to control microbial load in food. Many natural antimicrobials such as niacin, netamycin and other bacteriocins and essential oils derived from rosemary or thyme also work well. So in table you will see left side you will have the different hurdles, and then either you use high temperature for heating or low temperature for chilling or freezing, or reduced water activity for drying, curing or conserving, increased acidity for pH, high acidity. Next, reduced redox potential, removal of oxygen or addition of ascorbate, biopreservatives by using competitive microflora or microbial fermentation or other preservatives like sorbate, sulfate, nitrates, propanolic acid. So any other preservative you can use. So this table is very important for, this is not only important for this hurdle concept, and this table is very important to ensure the safety and quality of the food. So we have to remember this. So in high temperature we use heating. In low temperature we use either chilling or freezing, like that. These are the hurdles we use. So when food is having high amount of acid, then we have to use the less temperature for heating of that particular product. In canning process, as you seen, in canning process, when pH of the food is less than 4.5, you are using a sterilization temperature of 116 to 118 or 110 to 116 degrees Celsius only. But when the pH of the food is above 4.5, we are going for 120 degrees Celsius. Why? Because here acidity is less, that means bacteria may grow. Then to kill the bacteria, then we have to maintain high temperature. So that is a concept we should remember. So that's why there is a dividing line between acid foods and non-acid foods. A pH called a pH 4.5 is the dividing line between acid foods and non-acid foods. By combining these hurdles, we can preserve your food for several days and months. So first, how this hurdle technology is originated. So first, in hurdle technology originated in Japan. They used this hurdle technology for the preparation of surimi product. The surimi is the product which is prepared from the fish. So in surimi they employed different hurdles. First they used salt. First they are curing process. In curing process they use salt for 1 month. So during that, after curing, they desalt that. That means they remove the salt. Again they add in the vinegar. That means they use salt and acid for killing of that. So then salt will kill the certain bacteria and acid will kill certain bacteria. Then growth is there is no growth or minimum growth of other bacteria. So that is the case. And during fermentation process, this surimi product or any pickle product fermentation process, there may be a chance of production of acids. Lactic acid may be produced in fermentation process. So when acid is accumulating in the food, that means the pH of the particular food is decreasing. As we know, when pH is decreasing, there is less chance of bacterial growth. So that means hurdle is creating naturally. So that hurdles need to be created in order to have better safety and better quality product. Next, there is another important point called synergistic effect. When you use these hurdles along with some other components, for example antioxidants, when you are using antioxidant along with the preservatives, then it improves one more hurdle and bacteria cannot grow or food spoilage may not take place. So like that, by a synergistic enhancement occurs if a niacin is used against these bacteria in combination with antioxidants, organic acid, other antimicrobials such as for that purpose. For example, a gram-positive bacteria like Clostridium, Bacillus and Listeria, these kind of bacteria can be eliminated very well when combining this organic acids, antioxidants and microbial agents. That means a preservative or organic acid, and when you use these three in combination, then there will be a better synergistic effect. Okay, better synergistic effect means there you can eliminate completely growth of Clostridium or Bacillus or Listeria monocytogenes. And other applications of hurdle concept. Okay, hurdle concept, the hurdle effects and hurdle technology are now applied wide in industrialized countries, especially for the development of stable and safe food products, not only for meats but also for a variety of foods. For instance, in mild technologies for food processing or in shelf life extension of fish items. In less developed countries too, the significance of HODL technology for efficient food preservation has been recognized. Even in Africa also, they recognized the importance of HODL concept. They are combining fermentation with some other HODL. Fermentation with in fermentation process, they are adding salt, they are adding acid, or they are adding some preservative. Then they can preserve their pickle. For example, our pickle is there. In pickling process, what you are doing? We are adding salt. Then by adding salt, we are minimizing certain bacterial growth. By adding spices, and the spices contains very important essential oils, and these essential oils are antimicrobial agents. And next, again we are using edible oil. So that means in Indian style of pickle, especially in South Indian style of pickle, where you are using salt, where you are using oil, and where you are using spices, by combining these three HODLs, and you are minimizing that's why you can store the pickle very well for more than a year. So why? Because it's because of HODL concept. And in for example, a paneer prepared in North India, the paneer product, the normal paneer can be stored only for maximum of 2 days. But when paneer is mixed with what you call preservatives, or mixed with the spices, salt, sugar, or other packing materials, or vacuum packing system, if it is there, then you can store your paneer for several days, like that. So you can create HODLs. For example, dates are there. So dates in normal packet you can store for a few days. When you do a vacuum packaging, there is no question of entering of air into that. Then there is no question of oxidation. Then that dates can be stored for a longer period. And there is no question of what you call stickiness of that product. You can preserve the integrity of the product for a long period. And here in this table you can see a type of HODL and example. So we have three different types of HODL. One is a physical HODL, another one is a physicochemical HODL, and microbial HODL. In physical HODL, what are the physical parameters? The physical parameters are physical techniques, physical preservation techniques, I can say. These are the heating system, chilling system, aseptic system, microwave heating. All these are the physical techniques. So under physical techniques, what are the physical techniques we have? One is aseptic packaging, electromagnetic energy, microwave, radio frequency, pulsed magnetic fields, high electric fields, high temperatures, blanching, pasteurization, sterilization, evaporation, extrusion, baking, frying, ionizing radiation, low temperature, chilling, freezing, modified atmospheres, packaging films including active packaging, edible coatings, photodynamic inactivation, ultra high pressure, ultrasonication, ultraviolet radiation. These are the physical HODLs. By using one or two physical HODLs also we can minimize the growth, or by using one physical HODL, one chemical HODL, and one microbial HODL also we can combine together. So this table is very important. So in physicochemical HODLs, you can use, for example, thumbs up is there. In thumbs up they are adding a preservative, sorbic acid is a preservative, and that is the one HODL. And the second HODL they are heating at high temperature, and third HODL they are cooling at low temperature, and the fourth HODL is they are using carbonation, carbon dioxide. So that means they are using 4 or 5 HODLs in one place to preserve the thumbs up for 6 months. Even in case of juices also, we are heating the juice at 100 degrees Celsius sterilization and adding preservative, okay, and filling in aseptic packets. For example, Tetra packs are there, you can store it for 1 year. So this kind of HODLs we are using. So in carbon dioxide, ethanol, lactic acid, lactoperoxidase, low pH, low redox potential, low water activity, Maillard reaction products, organic acids, oxygen, ozone, phenols, phosphates, salt, smoking, fumes, sodium nitrate, sodium or potassium sulfite, spices and herbs, surface treatment agents. These are the physicochemical agents. Either you can use a single physicochemical agent, or you combine physicochemical agent with physical agent or a microbial agent. Also you can extend the shelf life of your product. Under microbial HODLs, you can use some antimicrobial agents like bacteriocins or niacin or tylosin or competitive flora or a protective cultures. So or you can use one, for example, you can use low redox potential plus protective culture, then next high electric field. That is a kind of hurdle concept. Okay, depending on the food, depending on the target, depending on the length of storage, depending on the food composition, and we'll combine these hurdles together and we can enhance the shelf life of that particular product. So next, this hurdle concept again for army people is very important. For example, the army persons working in deploying it at Jammu Kashmir, they required a milk, but that ordinary milk which is we are using in Hyderabad is not safe for them, because we take several hours to reach, several days to reach to the army, then before reaching itself it spoils. So in order to meet the requirements of army people or defense people, then this hurdle concept is very useful to maintain the safety and quality of products. So that's what aseptic packaging. Imagine aseptic packaging. What we are doing in this, what the hurdle concept, we are sterilizing the food, we are sterilizing the packing materials, and we are filling that product in the sterile conditions. Again, if it is a less acid food, if it is a less acid foods, we are using high temperature. If it is high acid foods, we are using low temperature. So we are making use of hurdles to preserve that product for long period. So that's why they can happily have their have milk even after 20 days, after 30 days, after 90 days also they can have. So that means that we are preserving this food for several days or months because of this hurdle concept. So even in countries like in India, in less developed countries, food storable without refrigeration are in demand. So without refrigeration, for example, when you maintain 20 to 50% of moisture, for example, biscuits, chocolates, and a few foods need not to keep under refrigerator. So that means in a developing countries where refrigeration, energy cost, electricity are the important criteria, in that case the food which can be stored without refrigeration are in more demand. Or for example, if chocolate is there, a dairy milk is there, a 5-star is there, it needs we need to keep the food under the refrigerated condition. So that means the chain, value chain for the supply chain or value chain for that kind of chocolate takes several days to stabilize or to maintain that. Whereas without refrigeration system, you can sell your product at any point of time. So that means your concepts, your hurdles should target in such a way that where the demand without refrigeration products, that is highly in demand, even in the developed countries too, because even to them also they require less refrigerated products. And again for the army, for to meet their product needs and safety and quality, so the NASA American Space Authority, what they have done, they have developed different foods, Tetra Pak foods, powders, all these things, safety, and they are going for this what you call satellite. In that satellite, these astronauts will be staying for more than 1 month, 6 months, 9 months, or 1 year. So for them, 1 year they need to have the food. So that food which is prepared in that in the country, it needs to be stored even in that zero gravity environment, less amicable environment, even it should be stored for 12 months. So for them, so that means when you apply your concepts or when you apply your hurdles in such a way that when you apply it, and even it can be stored under zero gravity conditions, even in the space vehicle or on unfavorable conditions also, food should be safe for the consumption. So for that, what they have done, they have started using ASAP system, hazard analysis and critical control point. It is the one ASAP system or a important safety quality control tool they are implementing, and not only there, even in India, even this is become mandate in India. In all the food industries are started using ASAP as a food safety management system, a mandatory food safety management system in any food industry or any food business organization. So based on ASAP, when we can relay, when someone is implementing ASAP, then we can assure that this product is produced under good manufacturing condition and this product is safe for the consumption. So that assurance will get by looking at the label of that product. That means the product is produced under the ASAP conditions. Additional hurdles. Several related concepts for quality assurance of foods are currently under investigation with several projects, some Europe or in US, people are conducting lot of predictive models, predictive microbial detection, predictive spoilage detections. All these they are conducting different concepts and computer based quantitative safety approaches by applying these hurdle concepts. So research is still going on how best we can improve the safety and quality of the product by combining the hurdle concept. Additional hurdles. There are important hurdles, thus available models give a good estimate the behavior of food poisoning bacteria in foods. Predictive microbiology cannot be considered to be a quantitative approach to hurdle technology, but only allow reliable predictions of the behavior of microorganisms in relatively simple food system comprising not more than 4 factors. Because several hurdles are not taken into account, the predicted results are fortunately often on the safe side. That is, the limits indicated for the growth of pathogens in foods by the models available are often more prudent than the limits in the real food. Hurdle technology is applicable not only to safety but also to quality aspects of foods, although this area of knowledge has been much less explored than the safety aspects. And this is a hurdle. Here the hurdle you can see in this picture. And basic aspects, when you see the basic aspects, even for advantages or advanced aspects of food preservation, such as the biological membrane deterioration and associated with the quality loss during the storage of food tissues, and hurdle technology could provide a comprehensible illustration. For example, what happened if any meat product is there, the membrane, small damage in a membrane, there may be oxidation of the fat and the quality deterioration. So if you can protect that membrane, then your quality can be improved. So protecting that membrane, then that means we are using some edible coating. For example, apple is there, Kashmiri apple is there. In South Indian condition, that apple, if you use if you keep the apple in room temperature, after a certain period of time, it starts losing water and it's shriveling, or what you call it forms a shrinked apple, and finally we lose the quality. So to avoid that, and what people are doing, people are dipping the fruit in the wax. Then wax coating is protecting the water loss from the apple. Like that, in meat products also, certain meat products are coated with some edible coats. Some certain fruits and vegetables are coated with some edible coats. So it is also kind of hurdle we are creating for the better quality safety or better preservation. And some other additives, for example, sodium nitrate is an additive. So salt, apart from salt is a natural curing agent. Apart from the salt, and people started using sodium nitrate or sodium nitrate. So these two components are a smoke, for smoking of meat. So these will help us to to prevent the Clostridium botulinum in the food. And also, on the other hand, a synergistic effect of hurdles is to be expected if different hurdles give water activity, pH, redoxy potential, preservatives in the food, have different target within the microbial cell, and thus disrupt the homeostasis in several respects, homeostasis of a bacteria. Integer foods. So integer food means where we are coating the food with some coating materials. Some nowadays, even in the coating itself, some antibacterial agents are there. That is called intelligent packing. In that, for example, on an apple coating, on top of the coating itself, a few antimicrobial agents are mixing. So when any bacteria attack on that fruit, so the coating agents having this antimicrobial agents will kill that pathogen. Then it avoids the bacterial growth or pathogenic growth on that particular food. Even in some Muslim countries, what they are doing, they are coating these non-veg products with some mold inhibited salmonella to avoid entering of salmonella into the food, and they are coating with some kind of edible materials, surface coating. So that surface coating creates a barrier for the entry of salmonella inside the food. These are the integer foods. And even edible layers for the perishable products like fruits, vegetables, And even for osmotic what do you call dehydration. In osmotic dehydration, what we are doing, for example, your tutti frutti is there. In tutti frutti, first we are soaking the fruit in a sugar solution for several days. After that we are drying. So that means drying that, because so if it's, once you dry after osmosis process, then water, almost 50% of the water you will lose during osmosis process, that means during sugar solution soaking process. Then only so few amount of water will be there, and anyway that will be removed by drying process. So that at osmotic dehydration also adds benefit to the product, that you can it removes the water and it inhibits the growth of pathogens, even in case of vegetables also. And even these salt and other components may act as humectants. Humectants means the water activity reducing agents or water binding agents. So when the water activity is reduced, the available water for the microbial growth is also reduced. Then when water activity is less than 0.91, then there is no bacterial growth. When water activity less than 0.8, there is no mold growth. When there is no yeast growth. Then when water activity less than 0.80, then there is no mold growth, like that. So each water if you reduce the water activity, then you can reduce the bacterial growth or any microbial growth in the food. So ODL concept so what I would like to conclude this. So ODL concept is important concept where we are combining one or two hurdles, either two physical hurdles, one chemical hurdle, or one physico-chemical hurdle, or two physical hurdle, or one microbial hurdle. So when you combine 2-3 hurdles, or even when combined with other additives like antioxidants, preservatives, so further we can enhance the quality of the product. Nowadays whatever the product you find in the market, maybe a juice or a milk or a meat or a pickle or any food item or even extrusion technology is a kind of physico-chemical processing. So in that extrusion cooking is there. So extrusion at the high temperature we are inactivating. So your kurkure, your snacks, all these are the kind of extruded products. So that means high temperature it is cooking, then all the pathogen bacteria are present, get killed off. And again the kurkures are coated with some edible salts and snacks, then further hurdles we are creating, like that. So when you combine different hurdles, when combined with other additives, you will have a synergistic effect. Then you can store your food for long period. Even you can use the same food for the armored forces who are staying away from the cities or the production areas. Even in the Himalayas, they will get the milk as fresh as we get in Hyderabad. So such thing happens because of this ODL concept. Okay, if you want any information on this ODL concept, you study different preservation techniques. So I'm requesting the students, you go through different preservation techniques, and you will understand how preservation techniques are combined together and to increase the stability and the safety of that particular food. So if any doubts, you refer e-text also. Thank you.